Hello, everyone. This is Danny Brown. Welcome to Globalization and Culture 1, Day 5. Now, today I want to talk about some things that we're going to do. So I'll show you a calendar on the PowerPoint. Okay. All right. Globalization and Culture 1, Day 5. Now, on June 11th, please look carefully. June 11th, that's today, we will watch video 1, and I will teach about the IRE, and I will tell you about the midterm test. Next week is the midterm test. So today, I will tell you about the midterm test, and you will receive a midterm test review paper. This paper has all of the questions from the test. Haha, I'm such a nice teacher. And so you can look at all the questions and look at your notes and try to find the answers. And if you want to ask your friends, it's okay. Before the test, you can ask your friends, what does the answer to this number 3, number 14? But during the test, of course, you must do the test by yourself. No help from friends. Okay, now that's today. You're going to receive that midterm test review paper. Then video 2, we will watch video 2, and that's on YouTube. I'm going to give you a link to YouTube, and you can watch the day in the life of an elementary school student, and then you will answer questions. I have a paper for you on Google Classroom, and you have to answer questions and turn those in during class today. You must watch video 2 and answer questions. Turn it in today before the end of class. And then we will watch video 3. That is on YouTube also. And this is a very important video about the IRE. I will teach about the IRE right now, just 2 minutes. And then you're going to watch the IRE classroom. You're going to see a classroom. You're going to see them doing the IRE. And that's a very important video. Now, I have written here, do not write anything yet, because you have a test next week, so I don't want you to worry about it yet. Okay? Now, so you watch that video and think about it. Start thinking about it. Now, June 18th, that's next week, we have the midterm test. So your homework is to study for the test. Okay? Now, June 25th, okay? It says turn in summary of IRE classroom Brown written in English. Now look here, this video 3 that we're going to watch today on June 11th, you have 2 weeks, and then you're going to turn in the summary of that video on June 25th, in 2 weeks from today. So video 3 that you watch today, you will write in English a summary and turn it in by Google Classroom. June 25th, 5 p.m. is the deadline. Okay, now let's start studying about the IRE. Okay, let's look at this IRE. Now this is a handout. It's called Day 5, the IRE. You can get this handout from Google Classroom, and you need this. I'm showing this to you now, but you need this because you're going to need this to study for your test. All right. Now, the IRE, I'm going to read this to you and then talk about it. The IRE is the basic style of all U.S. education. The IRE is a style or pattern of communication used in most U.S. classrooms. The IRE teaches students to listen and to create and speak opinions quickly in response to what the teacher is teaching. I equals initiate. To initiate means to begin. The teacher begins with a question. What is today, class? R equals respond. To respond means to answer. The students answer. Today is Friday. E equals evaluate. To evaluate means to judge. It's like handan. The teacher judges the student's answer. Right. Okay, so this is a basic IRE. Initiate, respond, evaluate. It means teacher asks the question, student answer, teacher says yes or no or maybe. Let's look again. Teacher, today I want to talk about the country of Thailand. Where is Thailand? Now, as soon as the teacher asks a question like this, you can be sure that, like in our picture here, many students will raise their hand. Now in Japan, some students raise their hand, but many students are embarrassed. In America, not all students raise their hand, but I would say 60 to 70% at least raise their hand, and many times 90 to 100% raise their hand. So, where is Thailand? Students raise their hand. Yes, John. The teacher points to John. John, now that is initiate. She asks the question. Respond. John answers, it's in Africa. Evaluate. The teacher says, no, not Africa. Who knows? And the students raise their hands again, and she points. Mary? Mary answers, Thailand is in Southeast Asia, under Myanmar. Teacher, that's right, it's in Asia. Now we can see that we actually had two IREs. Here on the left, initiate, she asked the question, where is Thailand? Respond, the student responded, it's in Africa. Evaluate, the teacher evaluated, no, not Africa. Your answer is not correct. Who knows? Now this is another initiate. Who knows this question, where is Thailand? That's the initiate. Respond. Mary raises her hand and says, Thailand is in Southeast Asia under Myanmar. Evaluate. The teacher says, that's right, it's in Asia. Now this is very simple. I know that you have this in your country, in your home. Sometimes teachers ask questions, that's natural, but this is so central. You're going to watch a video in a few minutes, and you're going to see this. You're going to be shocked how active the students are in answering questions, and how it goes back, forth, teacher, student, teacher, student, teacher, student. The American classroom is very active. Students must speak a lot and think about what the teacher is saying. If you don't have an opinion, you must create an opinion. If you sit with no opinion, that is, you don't raise your hand, you are considered a slow thinker and not respected much as a student. If you raise your hand, give intelligent opinions, the teacher and the other students see you as an intelligent communicator. Now, what happens when the teacher asks a question and you sit and you have no opinion? Well, we train our students. We train them to have opinions. So we train them so as soon as they hear a question, their mind starts thinking, what's the answer? What's the answer? And they create an opinion. If they don't have an opinion, even students who have never thought of this idea before can create a sudden opinion. Here's an example. Teacher, this is the initiate. We will talk about Japan today. What is your opinion about Japan? Okay, the teacher asks. Now the students raise their hands. All the students in the class raise their hand, or many students. The teacher points to John. Yes, John. And John answers, I don't know much about Japan, but they make really good cars and I like sushi. Okay, this is his opinion. The teacher said, what is your opinion about Japan? It's a very open question. She just wants to begin pulling the students to her in communication. So she lets him give this very relaxed answer. I don't know much about Japan, but they really make good cars and I like sushi. Okay, good. This is the teacher's evaluation. She likes that he's willing to share anything that he knows. Now, do you think Americans should buy Japanese cars? This is another I, initiation. It is the question. John answers, the same student. My father says that Americans should only buy American cars, but I think it's okay to buy a Japanese car if it's a really good car. I like the Toyota MR2. That's a cool car. I'm going to get an MR2 when I get a license. Okay, so the student is a little bit off of topic. The teacher's teaching academics and he's kind of talking about what's cool, but he's excited and the teacher will probably let him say that. Now suddenly, Tim speaks, yeah, right. Now, yeah, right. Okay, he said, I'm going to get an MR2 when I get a license. And Tim says, yeah, right. Yeah, right means that's not true. Okay, this is called sarcasm. We say the opposite of what we mean. Yeah, right. You don't have money for an MR2. Yes, I do. Okay, there's a little argument now. Okay, Tim, it's not your turn to talk, so put your name on the board. Tim walks to the chalkboard and writes his name. Okay, so this is a kind of punishment. John raised his hand and the teacher pointed, and so John answered. Tim did not raise his hand. He just spoke out suddenly, and this is not allowed. And he wasn't nice to John, and so the teacher's going to punish Jim. Now, she says, you have to walk to the chalkboard and put your name on the board. So Tim stands up, he walks over to the chalkboard, he takes some chalk, and he writes T-I-M. He writes his name. Now that means he's in trouble. Okay, that means Tim is in trouble. And if Tim gets in trouble again, he walks to the chalkboard and he put a check by his name. And that means warning, warning. Now, if he gets in trouble 3 times, usually there's some punishment. If he has to put another check, that's the 3rd time. And that usually means he will not play at recess time, or he will get extra homework, or he will have another punishment, okay? Now, in my wife's class, if you get in trouble 4 times, you write your name, 1, you check 2, you check again 3, and then you get in trouble a 4th time. That's really bad. In my wife's class, she will call the parent will come in, and they will have a talk about your child. And then that really makes the child nervous, so they don't want the teacher to call their parent. Okay, so this is important. If you're going to let the children talk in class, you have to have a lot of control, all right? So there's a lot of talking, teacher, student, but we keep control. Now, here are some IRE rules. 1, motivation. That's doki, motivation. Answering the teacher is good. Answering shows that you are intelligent and have a good attitude. Number 2, not answering the teacher is bad. Not answering shows that you are stupid or you have a bad attitude. Now, even if you don't know the answer, it's okay to say, I don't have an answer, maybe this, maybe that, but you should show the attitude that you want to participate. Number 3, if you give a wrong answer, it's okay. And the teacher does not get angry at wrong answers. I know in some Asian schools, the teachers get angry if the student doesn't answer correctly. You didn't listen, you didn't study. But in American schools, we don't scold because we want the students to feel free to speak. And if we scold, they won't feel free to speak. So when do we scold students for not studying? We scold them for not studying after a test or after they give bad homework or other times. But whenever they're speaking out, we don't want to scold because that stops them from speaking out. All right, number 4, students really want to answer the teacher. Even cool students like to answer the teacher when they can. It makes them look intelligent. Even students that don't like the teacher, they usually want to answer and make themselves look good. Okay? These are motivations. Now, methods. The teacher asks the question, okay, what date is today? Okay? The children raise their hands, like in this picture, they raise their hands. Number 7, the teacher chooses a child, Danny, and giving permission to speak. Now, I said that the children raise their hands and the teacher points and says yes, but number 7 says, however, adults speak out the answer without raising their hands. I speak to adults in my church, and sometimes I ask for an answer and they speak out. Sometimes I ask you students, if you're in my class at AWA, in the classroom, I'll ask a question and I'll just look and wait if someone will answer. For example, Danny, this is in church. Did Jesus' brothers believe his message? And someone in the church shouts out, no, they didn't. And I say, that's right. At first they didn't believe, but later his brothers believed his message. So that's usual for adults. So in elementary school, we always raise the hand. In junior high, always raise the hand. In high school, maybe raise the hand, usually, but sometimes not. In college, it's probably most classes, the teacher will ask a question and most students will just speak without raising their hand. Some college classes, the teacher wants a hand raised. He'll say, please raise your hand. And that's fine. Okay, number 8. If the teacher calls on your name, you must answer. You cannot be quiet. Now, when I call my students in Japanese, I'll say, Mamiko, what's the answer? And Mamiko goes, and doesn't answer, okay? Now that's okay, it's Japanese culture, but in America, that would be very rude. You cannot be quiet. If you do not know the answer, you must say, I don't know. Or you can guess the answer. Maybe Africa, but you must say something. You can't just be quiet or you're a bad student. Number 9, in younger classes, the teacher must keep control of little children. If students speak answers without the teacher's permission, they will be punished, okay? They'll be scolded, they'll put their name on the board, they might have to do extra work or have to not play at playtime or something. Number 10, some high school teachers require raising hands, but some teachers let students speak without raising hands. Most colleges allow students to speak freely, but some teachers might ask college students to raise hands. Number 11, the class must move quickly. If you answer slowly, everyone is waiting for you. American classes move very fast. Question, answer, question, answer. In American culture, wasting time is bad. So if a child makes people wait while he thinks of his answer, everyone says, hurry up. Okay? So there's a motivation, social motivation to answer quickly. All right, now I'm going to show you, I want you to watch a video in a few minutes. And when you watch the video, you're going to answer some summary. Okay, here's the summary. Summary of U.S. American Classroom Math Lesson. You're going to watch this video. The video is found here. You can go to Google Classroom and find it, the video. The video name is IRE Classroom Brown, but you cannot search using this name because it's an unlisted video on YouTube. The only way to find that video is to click the link or to copy this and then paste it, okay? I want you to watch the video. It's about 14.5 minutes. Then you write a report in English about the video that you watched. You send this by Google Classroom by June 25th, not after June 25th. This paper is 10% of your class. The report has two parts. Part 1, that's here, part 1. Summary, at least 110 words. What did you see in the video? Describe the room. What things happened? Okay, now this is not your opinion. Part 1, don't say, I think, I'm shocked, I'm surprised, I see a difference. Okay, don't do that. In part 1, you only say, what did you see? What did you hear? All right? You should write at least 110 words in English. For example, 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, 4 words, 5 words, like that, okay? If you have a Microsoft Word, you can go to tsuru, bunji, jisu, or something like that, and it will tell you how many words in English, how many words. Now, you write here. If you want to use this PDF file, you can write on it. I saw the teacher, blah, 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 and she, okay, you could just write on this. But actually, this is a little bit high font is too big, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to change the font size, make it a lot smaller so I can get good font in. That's 12-point font. Make that 12. Okay, there you go. All right. There, making that a good size, all right? Now, if you don't want to use PDF file, it's okay. And she told blah, 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 blah. Okay, and it's 110 words. Now, the reaction, this part is your opinion. In my country, we, I was surprised because, when students, okay, you're just going to give your opinion. I think when students study, they should do this, or I really like the IRE because this and this and this are good, or, oh, there's some good points, but there's bad points of the IRE. It's better in my country. Okay, you can compare to your country. You can do your own opinion. Anything that's opinion, that's reaction. You should have at least 110 words here. So 110 up here, 110 here, that's 210 words or more. Now, if you want to use this paper, you can use this paper. If you don't like PDF, you can do the doc Microsoft Word paper and erase the lines and then just type. If you don't like that, you can get a completely different file, an MS Word file or some other file, and just type part 1 summary, type it. Part 2 reaction, and type it. 110 words, 110 words. Put your name, your student number, and send it by Google Classroom, okay? I don't care how you send it to me. If you want to write it and then take a picture and then send it Google Classroom, that's okay. Anyway, now this paper is due June 25th in 2 weeks from today, all right? Now, in a few minutes, you're going to watch that video. But first, I want to talk about the final test, excuse me, the midterm test. And so let me give you the midterm test review. You can get the midterm test review on Google. All right, here's the review for midterm test. Globalization and culture. Example test questions. Circle one true answer for each problem below. What age does US law say you cannot buy alcohol in the US? A, no age. Each state is different. B, under age 21. C, under age 18. D, under 20 unless you have your parents' permission. Now on the midterm test, everything's going to be multiple choice. Choose A, B, C, or D, or sometimes you have to choose 2 or 3 of them. All right, what is the answer to this? Do you know? Well, I hope that you've learned that there is a US national law. It says you cannot buy alcohol if you're under age 21. But this, each state is different. That's for drinking alcohol, not buying alcohol, okay? So be careful with your question. So the answer is B. Let's try another example question. Circle 4 things that are not true. I did not teach you about football. Do you know anything about American football? What 3 things are not true about American football? A, football was created in 1950. Okay, that's not true. So you would circle this answer. B, the leader of the offense is called a quarterback. That is true. So do not circle. This says circle things that are not true. 3, the defense can score 2 points by safety. That's true. Don't circle. 4, D, kicking a field goal scores 3 points. That's true. F, the offense has 5 downs to try to get 10 yards. That's false. So you would want to circle this one. And G, when playing football, people use a helmet, pads, a football, a jersey, pants, and a rope. Okay, you do not use a rope when you play football. That means the whole answer is wrong, okay? So you have to circle G. Now, so that means that the answers that are not true are A, F, and G. So that's 3 things, 3 things. I wrote 4 things, I'm sorry. Actually here I wrote 3 things. It was 3 things. So you would circle A, F, and G. All right. Now these are your test questions. And I'm sorry if I'm in class with you, I will ask some students to give me some example answers and we will talk about it. But you have to do this by yourself at home. If you want to print this out and write the answers, that's what many students do. However you want to study, these are the questions. Do not send this paper to me. This is not homework. This is study paper for the test. Number 1, how many times does the average American move in his life? I told you exactly the average. Number 2, how many states are in the US? Do you know that? I taught you. 50 states. So you write 50 states. Number 3, are most US laws national laws, state laws, or city laws? Do you remember? The answer is state laws. So you need to write the answers to all these questions and just study them. If you don't know the answers, look in your notes. If you took bad notes and you don't have any notes, I'm very sorry for you because you can't pass my test. Maybe if your friend has good notes, you can have a study time with your friend. If you don't want to meet because of coronavirus, I understand. So you can talk on the telephone and say, what's the answer to this? What's the answer to that? And you can help each other find answers by the telephone or Zoom or Google Meet. Okay, let's see. What does MPH and KPH mean? I taught you that, do you know? I'll give you a hint. This one means miles. M means miles. P means per. Oh, that's MP. And what's H? Haha. And what's KPH? Okay, so those are going to be on your test, except there'll be A, B, and C answers. All right, 100 kph equals how many miles per hour? 100 miles mph equals how many kph? All right, please write these. Prejudice and stereo. What word does to judge a person before you meet him because he's part of a group? What does that mean? What is a stereotype? Now, number 16, please watch. Which of these is true about prejudice and stereotypes? Choose 4 answers. There are 4. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 answers. 4 of these are correct. So you choose 4, all right? On the test, I will ask you to write, okay? If the answer is A, C, F, and G, you type A, C, F, G. If the answer is B, D, E, and G, you type B, D, E, G, okay? All right. Stereotypes can be based partly on truth when we see a few people from one group do something. Is that true? If it's true, circle it, yes. Negative stereotypes about other groups make us feel good about ourselves. Is that true? If it's true, circle it. Okay, there should be 4 of these that are correct. The others, don't circle them because they're wrong. American sports. What is the most popular sport among Black Americans? All right. What is the most popular sport among Hispanic Americans? I gave you that. You have that video. You have those notes. All right. Go down, answer all of these questions. All of these questions. Number 27, which is true for steer wrestling? Choose only one, A, B, C, or D. Choose one. Number 28, which rules are false? Now, false means uso for bull riding. 3 of these rules are not true. They're false. Choose 3 false rules. So you choose 3 of these and circle them, okay? 29, at junior rodeos, children usually ride or Okay, there's 2 kinds of animals that they ride at junior rodeos. What are they? Education. What kind of school do children aged 5 to 6 go to? What's the name of that type of school? Number 31, what kind of school do children grades 1 to 5 go to? Okay, all right. Now, number 32, be careful. Which of these special clothes do American children usually wear at school? Choose any, all, or no answers. I'm going to leave you a blank and you type all the answers. If there's no answers, you type no answer. If the answer is only A, you type A. If the answer is C and E, you type C and E, okay? You write only the true answers. Number 33, what is PE class? What does that mean? All right, number 36 is like number 32. It's the same idea. You might choose no answers, or you might choose 1 answer, or you might choose 2 or 3 or 4. You might choose all of them if they're all true, okay? Number 37 is the same. Choose any or all or no answers, all right? Which of these are true? Number 37, what does IRE mean? It has 3 words, okay? I'm not going to tell you. Number 38, which ideas below are true in classrooms that use IRE? Choose any answers that are true. Choose any of these that are true, okay? Now that's pretty easy. That's your test. But when you take the test on the real test day, you cannot look at this paper. You should not look at your notes or your answers. You have to simply write the answers quickly on your test paper and turn them in. The test is timed. I'm going to give you 30 minutes to do your test and turn it in. You cannot be late on your test. I'll give you 30 minutes. If you're late, you get minus points. If you're very late, you get 0. You must be fast answering your test questions. For that reason, you must study. Don't think, oh, I'll just cheat and get my notes and check my notes for the answers. You can't do that. It's too difficult. You have to know these answers because I'm only giving you 30 minutes to do the whole test. And so you have to know them and answer fast. Okay, that's what we call a power test. A power test is a time test. How much can you do in a short time, okay? You've got to know these answers fast. All right, that is your midterm test. Next week, I'll check the roll on Google Meet, and then I'll send you the test. You have 30 minutes to take that test and send it back to me. Thank you very much. Now, you have a few assignments to do right now. The first assignment is I want you to watch a video. I want you to watch a video that I have prepared for you. This is a teacher teaching. This is a teacher teaching a classroom in the United States. And it's a little bit of an old video, but I use it because it's so good to show how the teacher gets the students to answer questions. Let me show you real quick. Okay, this is the video. It's on YouTube, okay? And you're gonna watch this, and I want you to do a summary and a reaction. The summary, what do you see physically? What do you see in this classroom? What is the teacher doing? What are the students doing? What do you see and hear, okay? Reaction, what is your opinion? I want you to do that right now. Go on Google Classroom, get that video, watch it, and also download the day 5 paper summary and reaction paper. Then after you do that, I want you to watch another video. Okay, you can also get this video from Google Classroom from my class. It's the day in the life of an elementary school student, all right? And I want you to watch this video. Now look here, this CC here. Do you see CC? Let me make this bigger. Okay, this CC in the corner means closed caption. That's subtitle, Jimaku. Click that on, and then when you're watching, you can get the subtitle. You can see the written conversation that they're saying. Our doors open at 8:50, so we have an arrival window. Okay. Let's see, do I have that sound? I'm going to share that sound. Here we go again. Okay, there it is. You can hear some sound now.
Where students are entering the building, they're getting to their classroom. Students who live more than 1.5 miles from school are provided bus transportation. Students who live less than 1.5 miles from school are...
I'm not going to show it all now. Watch it on YouTube. You'll enjoy that. A school in Illinois, the state of Illinois, made this school video to show you what it's like to be in their school. And so I hope that you'll enjoy this. And then you have some questions. Okay, so let me show you this again. All right, here is Unit 4 video assignment. Day in the life, elementary school student. You can find that video at this place, or you can go to Google Classroom. Answer 4 questions. Now notice here, I put the time on the video from 00, that's the beginning, to 43 seconds. This answer for question 1 can be found at this time. So I helped you, okay? And this number 1, you should write a sentence answer to answer that question, okay? Question 2 comes from 43 seconds to 1:48 seconds. And then you don't need to write a sentence. You can write words, okay? 1 word, 2 words, 3 words for each answer. Question 3, what does LMC mean? L is 1 word, M is 1 word, C is 1 word. You can find those in this place in the video. Question 4 shows what the parents or visitors need to do if they want to visit the children's classroom. If a parent wants to go into this school, they can't just walk in. They have to take certain steps. My question for you, what is your opinion? Why do parents and visitors need to take such steps in America to visit a school? I did not tell you the answer to this question 4. You can only watch the video and use your own opinion. You have to create your opinion. You have to use what you see in the video and what do you know about America, and make an answer of your opinion for this question. Why do the parents need to be so careful? Why does the school need to be so careful for visitors to come into the school? I hope that you use good English, and I hope that your answer is logical, okay? Write your answer here, maybe 1, 2, or 3 sentences, but don't make just one very, very short sentence. I want you to explain. Sometimes students think they just say, well, of course, and they write a very short answer, but it needs to be a little bit long explanation, okay? All right, that's it. I'm finished teaching today. I hope that you'll watch the videos, answer this question, study for the test next week, and next week, do the video summary and reaction. That's all. Thank you. May God bless you and give you a good week. Goodbye.